All right. Moving forward, I've got.
Why would you need a 0 between the 1?
Because there's no x to the third.
No, the next one.
There's no x to the first.
But 2 is always to the first.
No, that would be 0 x to the 0. I need x's to the first.
Wait, did you just say there's
Wait
no
a
x
second.
to the first?
These all have to be
Right, there's
solutions.
x to the first.
Oh.
So one thing that has to be all solutions if they're rational. But irrational ones are square root of 7, right? And so therefore they would not appear on my list. So I'm only looking for rational roots so far. Don't worry. We are going to have to find irrational ones later.
On this solution.
It makes us more.
Not on this problem today. Well, today, but not on this problem.
But there's 4 solutions in this.
Right.
4.
There's only 4 possible solutions, but they could be irrational, in which case they disappear, right?
Are there irrational ones on this?
There have been already. You've already found ones that you didn't get enough solutions for, didn't you?
Yeah, never.
There you go. Let's do this one. The good news, we got a short list to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to put a 1 in there. I go 1. 1 times 1 is 1, plus 0 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1, plus 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. Sorry, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 0 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2, minus 2 is 0. Now, I am all done with positive solutions. What? Mr. Resney, I have 4 solutions. We just said there's likely to be all have to be true if there are. Rule of signs. How many positive solutions do I have? 1.
Wait, and then so.
I'm not checking the other one either. I don't even bother. I know I already found 1 solution positive. I'm good. I'm moving this way.
Wait.
Wait, can you explain that?
Yes.
Since you only have like 2 negative solutions and you're still looking for 3 more.
There's going to be probably, I can tell you right now, there's irrational roots.
So you're probably only going to have to find 1 negative solution.
Possibly.
But it said, so how
But I'm
many
in
negatives there are?
comparison.
Well, but
So since there's like multiple negatives there.
is this a positive number? Is this a negative number? This could be a solution that this little trick we've been using all along won't tell me about, because this only tells me rational roots, nothing about the square root types.
Oh.
And so because of that, there may be any number of irrational roots floating out there. Now, secretly, they generally disappear in pairs. Then the other thing you have to watch out for is this. What if you have the same solution twice?
Oh, yeah.
That can get you too. So there's still some things we have to be careful about. Okay? But you're right. We're trying to teach you general trends. You start looking. So one of the general trends is, I already found 1 positive solution. There's not even a rational positive solution. So I'm already done with all my positive solutions, because a lot of science says I can only have 1.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look for 2. So now I'm going to try the other ones and see what I get. Yes, ma'am.
You can go ahead.
Okay, 1, negative 1. 1 gives me 2. Negative 2 gives me negative 2. Gives me 2. Oh, that's an easy one. Found that one. Now again.
So if they disappear in pairs, then.
Well, yeah, except they could have 2 irrational roots, right? So I do have to check this one. Okay? And again, more on that as we start to narrow down on our field. But right now, no, let me back up. You should expect this not to work. But could it work? Yeah, some chance. Okay. Negative 10 becomes negative 12, becomes negative 14. Am I right? That 2 is too easy. No, that's completely wrong. Completely wrong. Let's try this over again. 1, negative 2 gives me 4, gives me 5, gives me negative 10, gives me 20, which gives me 8, negative 18. No, positive 18.
Wait.
Doesn't it?
10 times.
Yeah.
Negative 10 times negative 2 is positive 20. So 18. By the way, this is the lower limit. Not that it matters, because I'm not going to look for anything more beyond that.
And 2 positive.
So I did have a pair disappear on the 1. They could be imaginary, or they could be irrational roots.
For the ones that okay, so this one technically there's supposed to be 4
Yes.
solutions.
There are 4 solutions. All we are thus far eliminating are rational ones. Ones that can be read as 1, 2, a half, a third, a seventh.
Okay.
We are not dealing yet with the quadratic solutions where you go plus or minus root 7.
Oh.
We are not, that's not part of our list. And yet we know that's sometimes a solution. We are also not yet dealing with imaginary numbers, which is also part of our list.
Okay.
We're just getting started here with
So
the fun.
for example, on number 3, if you had this giant long list
Uh-huh.
and
And you had to find 4, and you've only found 3, you probably are still working. Unless you hit a lower limit or an upper limit, or you've already found all the positive solutions, there's only positive ones left.
oh, I don't like this.
Yeah. I'm with you. It's not fun to like. But we are getting closer. We're getting better at this. Yeah, we are.
There's
Okay,
no
7 and
giant
8.
thing on this side. I don't like it either.
You are. 7. I got 3x cubed plus x squared minus 8x plus 6 equals 0. So I look at this thing and go, trouble. I go factors of 6, which is plus or minus 6, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 1. Divided by factors of 3, which is plus or minus 3, plus or minus 1. Now, it's a little confusing, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to list them all out. I'm going to go 6 divided by 3 is 2, 6 divided by 1 is 6, 3 divided by 3 is 1, 3 divided by 3 is 3. 3 divided by 1 is 3. 2 divided by 3 is 2/3. 2 divided by 1 is 2. I already have a 2, so that's a waste of time.
Oh, you just.
So I got 1 divided by 3, and 1 divided by 1. I already have a 1, so that's a waste of time. So here's my list. I've got 6, I've got 3, I've got 2, I've got 1, I've got 2/3, and I've got 1/3. It's important you list them in order because if you find an upper limit, it means you don't have to go above that line anymore, right? So if you get them in order, you don't have to go, wait, what happened here? And start shuffling things and start that sort of nonsense. Negative 1/3, negative 2/3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and negative 6 is my list.
Ah. Ah.
Venus read too many books. Excellent. It's good you get back in the classroom not able to see it. It's awesome.
Why don't you guys move to that
I
next?
can see it here. It's just like I haven't had one class to class. It's like 2 weeks since I've only been here for 2 weeks.
Oh, you're mean to me.
You're a problem solver.
That's like very mean to me.
You're a problem solver.
Today, you're looking at me like, I think that you just take. I just think most of the things that she says.
All right.
You do that next time. No, don't do that.
You guys think? So can we just okay, with the sign change thing, there's
Yeah. Oh, I didn't check that.
no, okay.
2 positives, 1 negative.
Yeah? That's what we know for sure, there's 2 positives.
We know. Well, there might be 0 positives. And again, it might be irrational, in which case we're wasting our time looking at that even. But if I find 2 positives, I'm done. I stop looking because there can't be any more positives than 2.
Okay.
Okay? All right, put a 2 in here. Oh, sorry, put 3, 6. That gives me 7. 14, which gives me 6.
Why are you skipping the top two?
Oh, wait.
What?
Why are you skipping the top two?
Because if I find an upper limit, I don't have to check above that line.
It's 6 though.
So 2, 6 to 12 gives me 18. Now, these are all positive, right? They all the same sign, Sarah? So this is called an upper limit, and that means there's no way it can be a number above that line.
Because these are all positive.
They're all with the same sign. As long as they're all the same sign, it's an upper limit.
Oh, because, okay.
Since they're all the same sign, I'm not checking 3 or 6. That's why I'm checking low. Plus, I love checking 1. 1's easy to do. Let's be real. That's part of the reason right there. So 3 gives me 2, which gives me 3, which gives me 2, which gives me negative 6, which gives me negative 4, which gives me 2.
So we gotta do.
That feels really close. It also looks suspiciously like we might have gone below it and come back up already, which means there's 2 irrational roots. Plus, I'm looking for 2 positives, and I'm already kind of down to 1 possibility. It's kind of a bummer. 3 gives me a 1, which gives me a 2, which gives me 2/3, which gives me negative 7 1/3. Ow. Which gives me 21 22/9.
Not 0.
Bless you.
Hey. Negative 22/9 from 54 would be 32/9. Which unfortunately suggests that it's no, no, no. So there's no positive rational roots.
Ah.
I would be very suspicious about this little band right here where we went down to 2, then came back to 2, and rising again. Looks a lot like we might have dipped down below at this point. Or we have 2 imaginary ones and we never dipped below 0.
So then does that mean there's 2 negative solutions?
No, we already found this. The only chance for negative is what?
What?
1.
Sure.
There's a total of 3. 2 could be positive. That means only 1 could be negative.
Okay.
And by the way, there has to be 1 negative one.
6.
It might be irrational though.
That's too positive.
It might not be findable on the list.
Too positive.
Yes, yes, sir.
So,
What if there's nothing
how many are positive and how many are negative?
Sign change.
Okay, so
I understand.
1, 2. 2 positives are possible.
What about
Means the
negative?
maximum number. Since I have 3, there must be 1 negative possibility.
Oh.
wait.
Can you explain
didn't
that?
Sign change. Positive, positive.
So that's 1.
That's no, the same sign.
Alright, so that's
Sign here, positive to negative. That's a sign change. That's 1.
1 negative.
That's 1 sign change. Is it a sign change? There's another sign change, right?
Yeah.
2 sign changes. 2 sign changes means 2 positive. It doesn't matter what the sign change is to or from. As long as it's a sign change, that gives what 2 positive.
What's ever left over is.
And then if there are 2 positives and a total of 3, there must be 1 negative.
Wait, so
Maximum.
the sign change is just positive or negative?
Positive to negative, negative to positive.
Oh, wait, then how come on number 4 we didn't put a 0 between the negative 6 and negative?
Negative 1 times 3 is
Because those are
negative
2
3.
negatives.
Negative 6 and negative 8. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Negative 1 times negative 2.
Yeah.
Negative 8 plus 10 is negative 6. Negative 1 times negative 6 is 6.
Not putting no zeros in. All right, what do we got here? Try negative 1.
What are these sign changes mean?
They just tell us, they're just lowering the list of possibilities.
So does that mean there's going to be 2 positive numbers and 1 negative number?
Yes, or 0 positives and 1 negative. Those are my possibilities.
Where'd you get the 0?
Because imaginary numbers appear in pairs.
Okay.
And if I've got 2 positives,
Okay.
I can have 2 positives, or those 2 could be imaginary numbers, in which case both of them disappear.
It's not like it's 2 either.
Okay? And again, we'll be clear as we go, but we're just getting started this stuff. All right, that gives me 2, which gives me negative 6, which gives me, no it doesn't, it gives me positive 6. Positive 6, which gives me negative 6, gives me 0, so that's my only solution. X equals negative 1, and I'm done.
I thought that you had 3 solutions.
I should. But either I have 2 imaginary or 2 rational ones. They can't be negative. They can't be negative. Why? 2 positives, there's only 1 possible negative. I already found 1 negative. So they're either positive here or they're imaginary.
So then we're good.
We're done.
So does it? Okay, that's
There's no zero. There's no zeros in the positive.
You got it right.
Because there's 2 positive, 1 negative, and the change. And we found out that in this problem, there should be 2 positives and negatives. He just found